getting back to like the how dangerous the sharks are, I feel like you're kind of focusing more on like tiger sharks. What about the other sharks, like or do you not even know about the great whites? Like what? Well, first of all, how dangerous in general are, like when I was asking you before about the apex predator, would you say that they are the most dangerous animal in the world, or would you actually say that humans,
Oh, for
like
sure, humans.
the top of the food chain, is the where
Oh,
the what I was thinking about before? Yeah.
yeah, for sure humans they specialize on causing issues and causing environmental harm. I can sound like, you know, as much as I want to, humans we've kind of perfected the game in a way.
Of killing.
Yeah. I mean, look at long lines and look at, the fisheries population. It's crazy to me as a human, we realize what we're doing, but there's nothing we can do to stop it. Like I recognize like I should probably stop eating fish. Guess what? I like eating fish. I'm gonna still go eating sushi. It's a really hard mental game to play. I always tell people, you know, my parents or once you become a marine biologist, everyone knows you're a marine biologist, and their kids want to be marine biologists. Like I can't tell you how many people I've talked to out of high school, and they're like, "I want to become a marine biologist. I want to become a marine biologist." Da 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 da. And I'm like, get prepared to be depressed. This is a depressing field to get into. It's a lot of like, we should be doing this, we should be doing that to fix the population, to fix the environmental problems we have. Just to speak onto one thing, we're about to start doing a deep sea mining, and that's going to wreak havoc on the abyssal plain and the abyss populations that we know nothing about, honestly, as scientists. We find on average 3.5 dives, we find a new species of fish when we go into the abyss. It's such a new field of science, yet we're prepared to go out and start harvesting and mining this completely untapped area that we had know nothing about, know nothing that we're going to impact. So, I mean, this field's depressing some days, and it's also really rewarding some days. It's
Yeah,
a
I feel. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of fields that are depressing. Like I work for Amazon. I work for Amazon. I mean, that's got to
yeah,
be more depressing than
yeah,
marine biology. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
I'm
I mean,
sure
like
the
the
day
way
to
that I
day.
look at, and I totally want to get into the conservation and then also maybe global warming type stuff. I don't know how much you know about that,
Yep.
but in terms of just so many, and well, first of all, not to answer the question, but to the way that I look at it, I think our underlying goal in life is to kind of survive, right? And I think that even though we may say, oh, we don't really want to eat fish or meat or whatever, it's like just kind of in us as evolutionary animals, basically, to eat. And not only that, but also kind of like just take over the whole planet, right? I mean, it's like that's the goal of any animal. And it's like we are smart, like animals aren't smart enough, I don't think, well, they're not, to know that what they're doing is quote unquote bad or good, which is a whole nother philosophical
Yep.
question. They're just hungry and they need to eat. At one point, we were just hungry and we needed to eat. Now we're to a point where like, okay, maybe we should calm down. Like, you know what I mean? Like there are starving people out there, but maybe we should, for one, give those people some of the food we kill
Yep.
and then help them out. But then two, we don't really need to be, I don't really know enough about it. You probably do, but we don't really probably need to be killing as much as we do the animals and everything else. It is very sad. You're right. Um, but getting back into the sharks real quick, and then we can kind of go over this stuff more. Um, I kind of want to draw a clear line. Well, first of all, when I asked you the question of apex predator, obviously we are the apex predator, but we don't really look at ourselves as being the apex predator because we're quote unquote nice or whatever, right? In terms of just straight physical violence, like if we didn't have our intelligence or we didn't have all our whatever guns and everything else, what would be the apex predator if it was just kind of like we didn't have our weapons and all that? There's, you got the shark, you got the crocodile, you got or the alligator,
Yeah.
crocodile, you got the bear. Who do you think? And it's kind of hard to say, right? Because the sharks are in the water, so it's
Yeah.
a completely different landscape.
I mean, if
But
you're
what
going
would
in the
you say
water,
is the most dangerous animal out of all of them
if you're going
in terms of just
into the
sheer
water,
violence?
uh, I really, I want to say us or, like a monkey, a chimpanzee, a primate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the only reason I give us, we got this wonderful thing I can do with my thumb. I got opposable thumbs. It really is a game changer. You know,
Man.
humans are just perfected. I mean, we have just we have figured out the matrix. We figured out what to prioritize. We have, I can't speak much out of the fish population. I'm not versed in that, but I really just still give the edge to us, the humans. You know, yeah, a shark in the water is gonna get the upper hand if it can get the ambush on us. Sharks are ambush predators. If you're in the water, make eye contact with the shark. If you're snorkeling, if you're spearfishing, I do a lot of spearfishing where I'm at. Luckily, I don't have a lot of shark population where I'm at specifically. Beforehand, where I used to work, there was a big shark population. I didn't go spearfishing. Biggest thing is just making eye contact with those sharks. They're ambush predators. They understand when you're making eye contact with them. They know your face is towards them. Yeah, I still humans apex predators. You put me butt naked in an arena with a 13-foot tiger shark. I still think I could outsmart it, out swim it out. Get what I need to do to get away from it. I don't have the
Maybe you.
big sharp teeth. I can get around it. I can get. Not
Maybe
everyone's like
you.
me.
Not me. I mean,
You don't think
if
so?
I'm in the water, it's like if I'm in the water with a shark and I don't have a cage, I have nothing. I have no weapon, spear, whatever, spear gun, and that shark wants to kill me, I'm dead. There's no fucking way that I'm. And that's what I mean. I'm leaving all any, but so, like you said, you might know exactly what to do. Like look it in the eye, which is going to be hard in itself, right? If you don't have any goggles, if you don't have the gear on, but if you obviously probably do have the gear on, I don't think the average person is going to know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do if I saw a shark. I'd probably freak out and they'd win, and it's just up to them or whether or not they want to kill me. And so as far as what they eat, right? They eat well, I also wanted to go over too, like I wanted to go over each distinction of sharks. So we've gone to the tiger shark, but in terms of if what they eat, and then also, yeah, what is the apex shark? Did you say it was the tiger shark? Because I would think that the great white.
I mean,
would be more.
Every environment's different. You go down to Daytona Beach, it's going to be the bull shark. You go down to Hawaii, it's going to be the tiger shark. You go down to Maine, it's going to be the great white sharks. Every environment has perfected its version of the apex predator shark. As far as their diet, surprisingly, sharks eat other sharks. There are your apex predator sharks, and then your feeder sharks almost, that get ate by big sharks. A lot of the diet of a shark is another shark, is another fish. We were using more of the oily fish. We found mullet did really well on getting sharks to come over and be interested in our bait. As far as food wise, tiger sharks, they love sea turtles, they love mullet, they love other sharks. Great whites, they love other sharks. They love seals. They're not actually the apex predator in a lot of their areas. Orca whale is. Orca whales will eat great white sharks for their livers. It's a super high oily fat content, and they can just flip this great white over and just destroy it because orca whales, they're a lot of pack animals. A lot of your apex predator sharks, they're going to be solitary. They're by themselves. You don't see a big school of tiger sharks coming in. They're solitary predators, unlike the orca whale, which they're going to come in group.
So the orcas come in the group, and do they kind of know how to act as a group?
Oh
Like they
yeah.
base it.